He is one of the most celebrated judges on the Food Network's hit show, Chopped. God, that show. Oh my God, people get chopped all over. I get so nervous. The owner of the acclaimed Italian Scarpetta restaurant. Please welcome Chef Scott Conant. It's so nice to have you here, Chef. You're a little tough on the contestants there, Chef.
I like to think that it's a little tough love. I want everybody to do their best. And I'm not afraid. If they get sassy with me, I get sassy right back.
Well, everybody, when they cook, everybody, their presentation to them is so personal, and when you tell them that it stinks, it makes them feel bad.
It's, sometimes it's kind of tough to eat that stuff.
Oh, is it really?
Oh, yeah,
wow, okay.
It's a competition. It's difficult.
Yeah.
How did I do? No, I'm not going to
their faces.
You guys really jumped right in there.
Oh, they can't wait.
Wow.
Okay, before we get started now, Scarpetta, how did you come up with the name? What does it mean?
Scarpetta in Italian means little shoe. So, but they say fare la scarpetta. It's when you take a little piece of bread and sop up what's on the plate, which is, I think, the best part of eating.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I agree.
And if you look at the cover of the book, there's that logo, which is what the plate looks like after the bread is kind of run through.
I love it, and then you wash it down with a little bit of whatever.
Oh, this is a San Remo. This is one of the signature dishes.
No, let it be wild and crazy.
Never have a sip.
We're getting ready for Cancun. We're doing
we're
shots.
getting ready.
Yeah,
we're going on a spring break, Mark.
This is spring break.
Yeah, that's right. We are.
Right.
So explain to us what you're doing, Chef.
So in the pan here, I have a little bit of guanciale. Guanciale is the jowls, the cured jowl of the pig, which is one of the best bits.
Where do we get that?
You can buy it. You can buy it cured. You can buy it in most stores. What's
it called?
It's called guanciale.
Guanciale.
Guanciale. Yeah, exactly. That's right.
Okay.
So do you smell? I mean, you could smell that.
I can.
Beautiful, crispy pork fish. And I feel really guilty talking about that in front of an animal activist.
No. Elizabeth is having a ball over there.
You're a vegetarian?
No, the pasta part, though, is absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
It really is.
Thank you.
All right, so what do we have?
So this is what we're going to do. I have some tagliatelle that we made.
It looks like homemade.
You could see how much egg is inside it. It's really a beautiful, beautiful product. If I do say so myself.
It is a beautiful.
And we have some mushrooms and some spring vegetables. And you can easily make this seasonal, obviously, by putting some winter vegetables in here as well. So
what kind of mushrooms are in here?
These are yellowfoot and bluefoot mushrooms together mixed. And they're really, I mean, this is the time of the year for mushrooms as well. Really early in the season. So we have the guanciale, we have a little bit of asparagus, some fresh peas, the yellowfoot, bluefoot mushrooms. We saute it up so it looks like this. And we have this pasta cooking very slowly. It'll get there. It'll get there.
No red onions in there?
Yeah, what's the deal with red onions?
No, there's always a wise guy in
Explain what the red onions are.
I get a little bit of grief on Chopped because I came down a little bit hard on a guy who gave me a lot of raw red onions. And it's not that I don't like raw red onions. I do. But when you're talking about nuancing flavors, you're talking about haute cuisine. You're not talking about, going to the deli and getting a bagel with some onions on it. I just expect higher. I expect a little bit more. And this gentleman was a phenomenally talented chef. I'm really so sick of explaining myself. It's so painful to do. Anyway, you know what? All right.
Okay, just own it.
He was a little tough. And he gave me a little bit of grief, so I gave it right back to him. That was really. I was defending myself.
It wasn't about the onions.
It was about the onions, and that's why I really wanted to focus the conversation.
Yeah. Good.
So how about this?
Okay.
Tough crowd.
I know.
Wow.
I know, you have no idea.
So this is what we do with these vegetables. We add a little bit of this pasta cooking liquid, because think about how much flavor that has. First of all, we salt it so that it tastes like broth.
Yeah, now, the salting. You have how much water in the ratio to your salt? Because a lot of people don't know if you don't salt your pasta, your dish is flat.
The dish is going to be flat, that's right. But, it's really about taste. So you have your water boiling, and then you add enough salt so it does taste like broth.
Or like the ocean, as my nonna would say.
But for me, that's a little bit, I don't want to correct your nonna, obviously.
It tastes like the ocean.
Well, it depends on which ocean. Every ocean tastes different.
The Mediterranean? No, okay. All right.
So we have this beautiful tagliatelle. Do you think I'm going to argue with you?
No, I don't. It's like we're going to have a red onion incident here over the salt in the pasta.
So I would never argue with your nonna.
My nonna, yeah.
So
I'll make her come here and talk to you. You do not want Nonna here.
I don't. You're right. I don't. I mean, I'd love to have her.
We can
But
leave the onions in the past. We found a new. What's up with him? He's so mean.
can we just talk about how beautiful this
Yes,
pasta is?
this is beautiful, Chef. It is.
Thank you. And again, using that pasta cooking liquid to help with the texture of that pasta. And what you're doing is you're finishing cooking the pasta with the sauce, and it's all absorbing into the pasta itself. And you know, I mean, I have to say, this is the way you do stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm a little bit biased again, but
I
this
love
is good.
just the texture, the width of it. It's a.
And what do you have in
This is
here,
good.
Chef? What is
So
that?
this is a zabaglione. This is the way we're going to finish this. Let's just do this. I'm going to put this on the plate. I'm going to add a little bit of fresh cheese.
Look at how he's doing
I love how you do that. It's so artistic. I love that.
do that.
Really need to get out more often, obviously.
I love the whole ritual of cooking and stuff. It's just so exciting for me.
I got very lucky at a very young age, and I started cooking when I was around 11, and you know, it's been my whole career. It's all been in the kitchen, my whole adult life. So this is what we call a zabaglione, right? A traditional zabaglione, obviously, is with marsala and eggs, and it's a very sweet thing. But I decided to make this a little bit savory. And what we did with this, let me grab that spoon. What we did with this was add some truffles, add some Parmesan cheese, and then just drizzle this over the top of that pasta. And it becomes a little bit more frothy when there's more inside here. But I have to tell you, the texture of the egg and the beautiful truffle essence with the spring vegetables, it really does make a very good, simple spring dish.
Do you put Parmesan?
Just a touch on the
Okay,
top.
all right.
I think we're good to go.